These are the sweet elevated versions to be read in morning class on the day of remembrance of Pitta Sri, the 18th of January 2024. Essence. Sweet children, the Father has the first-class hope in his heart to make the children constantly happy. The Father wants his children to become worthy and the masters of heaven. Om Shanti. You children know that God is personally sitting in front of us and relating songs of knowledge to us and making us dance the dance of knowledge. With this dance of knowledge, you will remain as constantly happy and cheerful as the deities. God alone is called the Unlimited Father and the Creator of the world. You souls understand that Baba has brought us the gift of heaven. He alone is the Creator. He is teaching us Raj Yoga to make us into the masters of heaven. He says, remember the Father and the sovereignty of the world. The Father is the master of the unlimited, and so he would create an unlimited big world. For you children, the whole world is your home. That is, it is a place for you to play your part. The Unlimited Father comes and creates the unlimited world or home, and that is heaven. So you children should give so many thanks to such a Father. The Father, the Creator of the world, is directly explaining to us, I have come to make you into the masters of the world, and so your nature has to be very first class. Your behaviour should be such that everyone says, this one is like a deity. Deities are very well known. It is said, this one's nature is very much like that of a deity. He has a very sweet and peaceful nature. So the Father too is pleased to see such children. Baba comes to make us into the masters of heaven, and so you have to become very good helpers of his. You have to engage yourselves in doing service by yourselves, and not say, I am tired or I don't have time. There is benefit in doing everything on time. Shiv Baba gives you the reward for serving the yajna. When Baba sees the divine activities of the children, he surrenders himself to them. You children earn such an elevated income through this study. You become multi-millionaires. Baba is making you so wealthy. The Father weighs you against infinite treasures that will stay with you for 21 births. There is no mention of sorrow there. There will never be untimely death there. You will never be afraid of death. Here people fear death so much they even cry. You are happy that you will shed those old bodies and become princes in the new world. You just have to continue to break off your attachment from this old world and even continue to forget this body. I, a soul, am independent. Simply remember the one Father and do not remember anyone else. It is as though while you are alive you have to live as though you are dead. You have died to this world. It is said when you die the world is dead for you. Continue to chase away the consciousness of the body. Sit in solitude and practice Baba, I am now coming into your lap. Shed your bodies in the remembrance of the One. This is known as solitude. Sweet children, you know who is teaching you such an elevated study. A living diamond is living in this living container. He alone is the truth, the living being, and the embodiment of bliss. The true Father is giving you the true Srimat. You now belong to the Father, and so you have to follow Srimat at every step. You have to remain silent and study. Simply remember the One Father. Repeatedly look at this badge and you will remember Baba and the inheritance. It is through this that you give the donation of peace to the whole world. Each of you children has to create your own subjects and also your own heirs. You must not miss any Murli. The Father explains to you with a lot of love. Sweet children, have mercy on yourselves. Do not be disobedient in any way. Fragrant flowers draw you to themselves. However someone is, he accordingly tries to draw that searchlight. Seeing the fragrant and virtuous children, Baba's eyes become moist with love and happiness. When there is any difficulty, Baba gives you a searchlight. Baba explains, sweet children, you must not have any desires in this old world. You now just have to have one elevated desire. We are now going to the land of happiness. We must not stop anywhere or look at anything else. We just have to continue to move ahead. Continue to look in one direction, and only then will your stage remain unshakable, immovable and stable. This world now definitely has to end, because it is now in a very serious condition. At this time the elements of nature are the most angry, and this is why she is destroying everything. You know that these elements will show their anger very forcefully. They will drown the whole world. All the buildings will fall in earthquakes. Death will come in many ways. This plan of the drama has been created. No one can be blamed for it. Destruction has to take place, and therefore you have to remove your intellect's yoga from it. You have ensured everything of yours, and so you don't have any type of worry. Everything of yours is being used in a worthwhile way. You would now say, Wah Satguru Wah, you have shown us the path. Wah Fortune Wah, Wah Drama Wah. It emerges from your heart. Thank you, Baba, for taking our 2 handfuls of rice and safely giving us 100-fold return in the future. However, you children need to have broad, unlimited intellects for this. You children continue to receive plenty of treasures of the wealth of knowledge, and so there should be limitless happiness, should there not? To the extent that your hearts are clean, you will also make others clean. It is only with the stage of yoga that your hearts become clean. You children must have the interest to become yogis and make others into yogis. If you have attachment to your body, if there is body consciousness, then you can understand that your stage is very weak. Only soul-conscious children become real diamonds. Therefore, as much as possible, practice becoming soul-conscious. Remember the Father. The word Baba is the sweetest of all. Baba sits you on his eyelids with a lot of love, and he will take you back home with him. You children must become totally lost, crushed in the intoxication of remembrance of such a Father. While remembering the Father, become gods of coolness and of happiness. Just as the Father has mercy on those who defame him, you also have to follow the Father. Become bestowers of happiness. The Father has the first-class desire in his heart to make you children constantly happy, so that you children become worthy and become the masters of heaven. You children now also understand the secrets of the drama. The Father is telling you all the news of the incorporeal, subtle and physical worlds. You souls say, we are now making effort to go to the new world. We will definitely become worthy of going to heaven. We will benefit ourselves and others. Acha, the Father explains to you sweetest children. The Father is the remover of sorrow and the bestower of happiness. And so you children also have to give everyone happiness. Become the Father's right hands. The Father loves only such children. The right hand is always used to carry out an auspicious task. So the Father says, become righteous in everything. Remember the one Father, and your final thoughts will lead you to your destination. Finish your attachment to this old world. It is a graveyard. If you die while thinking about your business or your children, you will ruin yourself. By remembering Shiv Baba, you will become very full. By being body conscious, you will ruin yourself. By being soul conscious, you prosper. You mustn't be too greedy for wealth. By worrying about that, you forget Shiv Baba. Baba sees to what extent you surrender everything to the Father and follow his Srimat. In the beginning, the Father demonstrated this by becoming a trustee. He surrendered everything he had and he became a trustee. He had the thought to simply use everything for God's work. You mustn't ever be afraid of obstacles. As much as possible, you have to use everything of yours in a worthwhile way for doing service. Surrender everything to God and live as a trustee. Acha. To the sweetest, long-lost and now-found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the Mother, the Father, Bap Dada. The spiritual Father says Namaste to the spiritual children, and the spiritual children say Namaste to the spiritual Father. Now we have the Aviat elevated versions of the 15th of April 1974. Are all of you progressing? Are you experiencing both of these signs, being constantly absorbed in love and a destroyer of obstacles? Instead of becoming a destroyer of obstacles, You don't come down from your stage when you see any obstacle, do you? Do all the different types of storms, tufan, that come create upheaval in your intellect? When you receive a gift, tofal, from someone, it doesn't cause upheaval in your intellect, but it creates enthusiasm. In the same way, do the storms that come increase your enthusiasm, or do they increase your upheaval? If you consider the storm to be a storm, there will be upheaval. But if you consider it and experience it to be a gift, enthusiasm and courage will greatly increase. This is the sign of ascending. Instead of being afraid, if you go into the depths, you will attain many new jewels of experience from the ocean of tests, because jewels are merged in upheaval. When you look at them on the surface with the vision and intellect of extraversion, you see and experience it as upheaval. But by looking at the same thing with the vision and intellect of introversion, you can attain many types of jewels of knowledge, points of knowledge. If whilst hearing or seeing anything you are surprised, then that too is not the final stage. It should not happen like this. If after having knowledge of the drama you have such thoughts, then that too is called a slight trace of upheaval. If even now you have the questions of why, what, etc., it means there is upheaval. Just as it is essential for obstacles to come, so too it is essential to stay in the stage of being a destroyer of obstacles. This is the way to remain cheerful. Nothing new is the final stage. If anyone is performing a task or playing a part that creates upheaval, that is just like an ocean being in upheaval, which is visible on the surface. This means there may be upheaval of the sense organs, but your internal stage should be nothing new. Are those who are stable and content and in solitude, that is, those who know the depths of the Creator and the creation and have the Trikaldashi stage, stabilized in a comfortable stage peacefully? Or does upheaval of the sense organs make your internal stage fluctuate? When a physical ocean is able to show both forms, can you, master oceans of knowledge, not also show both forms? The elements have copied human beings. You are the most elevated of all human beings. If the elements are able to show their qualifications, are you, most elevated human beings, not also able to show this? Now, time is going towards the extreme. You can see the extreme in every aspect. The sign of the end is the extreme. Just as the elements are coming to their extreme form and their end, so too the tests and obstacles that come to souls who are to become complete also come in their extreme form. Therefore you should not be surprised that something that didn't exist before has now become like that. There shouldn't be any surprise about that. Only when surprising things come to you in the form of questions in the final paper will you be able to pass or fail? Such situations will come that will raise questions in your intellects, even against your conscious wish. This is a paper, and it is a paper of just 1 second. The question why will make you stand in the queue of being part of the Moon dynasty. Therefore let there be the constant practice of remaining in a stable stage. Don't begin to look after or take care of a seat of problems, but while seated on your seat, face the problems. Until now, the problems remind you of your seat. When obstacles come, you have special yoga and bhattis. This proves that your enemy reminds you of your weapons, and that you do not have natural and constant remembrance. Are you constant yogis, or yogis who still experience a difference? Your title is constant yogis, is it not? Neither should an enemy come, nor should a problem oppose you. To become a thorn from a crucifix is also not the final stage. Instead of the crucifix becoming a thorn, burn the thorn in the fire of yoga from a distance. It is not the final stage when you have to remove a thorn that has pricked you. Finish the thorns with your perfect and complete stage. This is the final stage. Whilst keeping such an aim, move your stage upward into the stage of ascent. You have reached the stage of experiencing a big thing to be something small, number-wise according to your capacity. You now have to reach the destination where even the slightest trace and its progeny have finished. All of you are constantly moving along with zeal, enthusiasm, and in cooperation with everyone, are you not? You have created a gathering and surrounded everything in order to finish the iron-aged world, to transform it, and to bid farewell to Maya. Have you surrounded it strongly, or do some of you become weak in between and become tired? Or do you stop whilst moving along? You haven't fixed yourself in a part of not moving forwards, not moving backwards, but remaining as you are, have you? You have not stopped anywhere and think that you will move along when the time gives you a push, have you? You have not come to a standstill while waiting for some sort of support from someone, have you? So what would you call those who have such a stage? You do not think that this is the stage of Angad, the unshakable one, do you? If you come to a standstill in this way, then those who have come last will go ahead fast. Whenever snow settles on a mountain and the roads are blocked, you cannot go ahead. And so you have to make effort to melt or move the snow. Here too, if you settle like snow, it shows that you lack the fire of yoga. Intensify the fire of yoga and the path will become clear. Keep in your intellect the points of courage and enthusiasm that you have received, and the path will clear. Therefore, become like Angad in your present speed of efforts. Do not become like Angad in being defeated by Maya, but become Angad in being victorious. Acha. To the souls who take sustenance from the highest on high Father, to the souls who sustain the world, to the elevated souls of the Vishnu clan, to the most elevated souls who transform the elements, to the souls who are revealed to the world as the images who grant visions, to the yogi souls, love, remembrance and good morning from Bapdada. Blessing. May you be an example, like Father Brahma, and experience closeness to perfection, while keeping busy in doing service. Father Brahma was busy doing service, but he would listen to news and be in solitude. He would understand the essence of 1 hour's news in 5 minutes. He would make the children happy and then give the experience of his stage of introspection and of being in solitude. Follow the Father in the same way. Father Brahma never said that he was too busy, because he was the example for the children. Similarly, according to the time, there is now a need for this practice. When you have love for this in your heart, you will find the time and become an example for many others. Slogan. To experience karma and yoga in every action is karma yoga. Om Shanti. With Avyat silence, experience the double light angelic stage. Constantly keep the aim of becoming equal to the Father. So just as the Father is light, in the same way become double light. When you look at others, you become weak. So see the Father and follow the Father. The elevated means for the flying stage is just one expression. Everything is yours. Transform the word mine, mira, and make it yours, terra. Then you belong to him. Your soul is light, and when everything is yours, you become light.